Good morning and welcome. This is the beautiful game on a Saturday morning. It's the 19th of July, 2025. My name is Mike, Mesikeno, Toyo City Girl, and of course, Sam Ademia in the house. Great to have you guys. Good morning.
Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Toyo City Girl.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, yeah, yesterday I was pleasantly surprised. It was a big one for me. And I know individually, I've spoken to both of you and I expressed shock. You know, just saw some highlights there. The Falcons went up against arguably one of the best teams, maybe 3-4 best teams, you know, in the tournament. A team that had scored goals for fun in some ways, two of the best attackers on the continent, and the Super Falcons, who had just scored 4 goals in 3 matches. You know, considering that we dropped goals there like water. Yeah. Considering we just scored 4 goals, so it seemed like this would be. In fact, there was this particular show listening to call-ins. A lot of people were skeptical. Scared that, look, the Falcons might just go home. We're going up against the way we played against. But lo and behold, when I turned my phone, I wasn't watching the match. When I saw the scorelines, I legit was shaking my phone. And I don't know, why are you shaking your phone? Like,
the network issue.
Like, this scoreline can be true. Yeah. The second minute, the goal that entered, and the first half 3-0, you know, 4-5.
First and foremost, Mike, you've wronged us. You don't rate our women. Oh. Yes, and I must say that. What sort of? Sorry. First and foremost, you were not even watching.
I'm sorry.
That's one big offense.
I was on the road.
Secondly, you saw the update and you were still
doubting. You were still doubting.
What kind of doubting Thomas are you?
I was because look. Barbara Banda and Kudananji, so, that name has been in my head for 3-4 days before that match.
Have you heard of Aziza Toswala? Have you heard of Okoronkwo? Have you heard of our girls? These girls are doing so well. What's her name? The former Liverpool girl that signed for AS Roma, Bisola too. Resola, sorry. You know, we have a very good squad. A squad that is quite solid. Coaching-wise, I actually feel like Wardrum was still better. I don't see how this particular new manager has been able to instill, or there's no imprint of the manager all over them. It's just been individual performance so far. So it's like the ladies go on the pitch and they're like, okay, you know what? We've got to do this for ourselves. Let's play these tactics of let's just make sure we don't concede and let's score. It's more like they are using their own initiative, and I don't know how far this initiative can go. But so far, so good, they've been doing it. The Mission X, they failed in 2022. This time around, they are back at it
Mission
again.
X Part 2. But a 5-0 is a statement against a very, should I say, individually talented Zambian side.
Yes, it's a very big statement. I haven't been impressed with the Super Falcons. I say their best game so far, in my opinion, prior to yesterday, was the goalless draw against Algeria.
Exactly.
Not the win against Tunisia, not the win against Botswana.
No, the Botswana was terrible.
The match against Algeria. I watched live, and I wasn't impressed.
And I was impressed. And when you look at that game, it's basically the second team that was used in that match. Francisco Odega wrote back the time. Jennifer Chegini brought her form from a PSG down there. Esther Okoronkwo she has not even started any game. But she has been one of the most impressive players in this tournament. She has always come back from the bench. And yesterday, we saw that the game that she started yesterday, and then a goal, 2 assists, all of that. I'm not too impressed with the coaching crew as well, but up until yesterday. And it's the result is why I give kudos. We were discussing this earlier, and I'm like, what really happened? Looks like the coaching team finally did something. Because we scored 4 goals. And all of them were from kick ball, if I can use that word.
Yes.
Just lump the ball into the first 4 goals were all from there.
Do you think it was
2 set pieces,
or
one from the 2 set pieces, 3 set pieces. Rashid had played 1. There was 2 from Esther Okoronkwo, and then the goalkeeper launched the ball from his side, from our side, and that's where we got our 3rd goal, which was 4 goals from that. Probably that's where we can now give a bit of credence or a pat in the back for the coaching crew, because for them to probably understand that for these Zambians, this is all we need to be able to get through to them.
Going like that, you just see the goals as they're coming in like that. You know, it was just pumping in and pouring in. My point is this: I expected at least a goal from the Zambians, at least one. In fact, the major shock was that Nigeria did not concede, and now we've gone 4 matches. We've not conceded a goal against probably one of the maybe the best attack, and not the whole team, but Zambia has basically maybe the best attack. If you're looking at
But,
if you're looking at
like
individual.
Kudanaji
Will
Rachel
score a hat trick
Kudanaji,
against a European team. She will do. She has
Barbara
They did well at the last
Priska
World Cup.
Shifuluya.
Yeah.
You understand?
Those three girls, you can always count on them to get the goals. And
Yeah.
you saw it in the group stage. Their first game against Morocco, it was 2-2.
Yeah.
And the second one, I think, against Mali, from 2, they won that one 3-2. Zambia will always score, but then they can also concede because we know about their defense.
Their defense has
Against
been very
Nigeria,
porous.
for not scoring, wow.
It was
It's
shocking.
a huge one.
So you see, now we are going to meet either South Africa or Senegal. Is there
South
anything that
Africa-
you think that?
I think it's either between Algeria or Ghana.
Okay, but on that side of the draw.
No, I think the Algeria Ghana is to be for Morocco.
For Morocco,
we-
yes, we are South
Africa,
Africa, Senegal.
Okay.
Who do you think can stop the Falcons? Where do you think we might? Who can stop the Falcons from Mission X?
I think last week I mentioned 4 teams. I mentioned Zambia. Zambia out now. So we have, I think
Still
3
Morocco?
teams. We have
Yes.
Morocco and South Africa left. So any of these 2 sides, I don't want them, except or in the final. Anyway, you don't have a choice than to meet any of these guys, because if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. So with South Africa, I think it's going to be like a redo or revenge, where they need to put their acts together. I don't want this 5-0 against Zambia to be like a fluke and a one-off,
and to get
where
to the,
where they face up against a side who are more organized, who also you would not use these tactics of playing the floating up the set piece to try and bully them, because if you look at the Moroccan side, they are not unfazed with all of these tactics. You can try as much as possible to go with the up through or the set piece. They will also match you with it. Senegal and Morocco was one particular game I enjoyed on a Saturday night, where you could see the brilliance from the Moroccans. The physicality of the Senegalese was there, but they were not unfazed by it. They still played their game.
Yeah.
And that's one thing about them. They know how to adapt to different kind of games or even atmosphere. And that's one reason why I'm wary of the Moroccans. The South Africans were well accustomed to each other. We've had our battles over the years and all that. They have their weaknesses too. And the determination and the hunger for the Mission X can also go as far as knocking out the South Africans. But one team I'm majorly worried about is the Moroccans.
Is Morocco?
Yeah,
How
no,
about
we
you, sir?
should be. We should be. And then Morocco, we do know that all of this started barely a decade ago.
Yeah.
And then they've pumped money into women football, and they're doing so
It's
well.
a development.
Yeah, really, all true. And they are hosting the tournament for the second time, and then back to back. They have all the facility, they have all the support, and they've got very good players. The captain, Ghislaine, she's the top scorer in playing as the number 10 and also being a top scorer. That shows how good that team is. And they've got experience in them.
Yeah, they have.
The
And
goalkeeper,
even the young stars.
the goalkeeper. I think there's this lady, a Spanish Moroccan lady,
Yes,
who is one of the attackers.
yes,
I can't remember her name right
She's
now.
She's young like this. I'm trying to remember.
So
Their names are quite.
And their names can be crazy. The goalkeeper, Khadija, experienced, 35-year-old.
Okay.
So the lady that scored 2 goals yesterday against Mali, also an experienced player, very good Moroccan side, and they've got the coach Ronaldo is also someone who has been with female football for a while, so they're going to be a tough one to crack. Yeah. For South Africa, like you said, they're the defending champion, and we are familiar foe. We've played them. The only time they've won the Nations Cup, which was last in 2022, Nigeria couldn't get there because Morocco knocked us out in the semis. So we know how much we probably have played the finals together about 3 or 4 times, and every time Nigeria gets that advantage. I don't want to take anything away from Senegal, because we were just looking at that. Senegal might have qualified, I think, one of the 3rd best placed team.
Yes.
But then in their striker, the lady that went number 9, Ngueye, I'm trying to remember her name. I think Ndiaye, yes. She scored 4 goals as well. Wow. So it's a side that can pull the upset.
They can do
against Zambia, they were trying as much as possible, even just Zambia that scored more against them. So it's going to be a very tough one.
Right.
But
wonderful.
Super Eagles have got, Super Falcons have got everything they need to. Like I mentioned earlier, if you can play your second team against Algeria, you have one of your best games. And some of those guys had the advantage of playing yesterday. Chegini, Esther Okoronko, this other lady that started in attack, Ijami Lucy.
Yeah.
So I feel we have the B squad and we have quality in there. Right. It's just how to maintain those games.
Let me pick you on that. You said quality. Let's look at standards. At the same time, the Women's Euro is also holding. At the same time, I think about, when I first of all, I was like, wait, can AFCON male and Euros male hold at the same time? No, I don't think so.
It can if they want it to happen.
There will be a major problem with broadcasting and all of that, because most of these people, yes, they're signed on to. You want the worldwide
for the male
want
part,
people to
the
see.
viewership.
You want the viewership, you know. But and we will get to talk about female football.
One time the Copa America and the Euros.
Yeah, Copa America.
The time for that, but then
the timings were changed, But okay, now there are two things I want to talk about. Now, just before that, there's been that talk about women and men football, and recently, Arsenal just signed the first £1 million player. What's her name? Olivia Smith or something from Liverpool, right? First £1 million. Football has what, 220? Who's Neymar? Neymar was what? 222. 222. So I'm just trying to say that in that one, you have to understand that
the golf in
viewership, in sponsorship, in money that comes in. I'm not saying that. Look,
the support too.
The support too.
Yeah.
Yes, I want women to play and, if possible, earn as much. But you see, it's going to be hard because the male game definitely earns more. But let's look at the standards of the female football in Europe at the same time as it's going with female football in America. We saw England versus Sweden. I don't know if you want us to, we can take a look at the match and then we talk about what do you think. Let's take a look at the highlights.
Yeah.
Okay. England were up against Sweden, and that match got up into penalties. 13 shootouts for each leg and all of that. Let's look at this and then we want to juxtapose Euro versus Afro. Who they carry out? Let's take a look. England versus Sweden. So Toys was tackling me. It's a very valid question. Afro versus Euro. Yeah, give your points. Let's go.
Well, you can see.
I'm sure the fans, everyone that is watching can also see.
Yes, you can see it.
Yeah, will we get there? But then, no. The gap is still very much.
I don't know about
it's the gap that
we need to be honest.
Look
ourselves.
at that English team in the first half. Are you telling me that? Of course, you know
so the mistake.
Cup, we're up against them in England. It got to penalties now. Now they beat us now.
That's Lauren James
picked up a red card against Alozie. Understand? Okay, forget the total organization. I'm talking about my country to country. Can't Nigeria take on this England at this top? England is. I mean, they have world-class players in that squad. Lauren James of Chelsea, Lucy Bronze, like we just saw. The team is packed, is stacked. You understand? But can't Nigeria take on this England?
Yes, no. Like you made a reference to it. At the World Cup, we met. And then it was up until extra time or so. So it's not like we can't take on. We've played them. We've been in World Cup every season. We've played the top teams. We've played the Canada. We've played Germany. We've played all the top games. It's not about... It's just a... what the comparison you are trying to...
You can't just say we played the top teams. What was the result?
Oh my Jesus.
No, because you give people the false idea that, we played them and we won. We played and they failed.
My point is the fact that we can always try to... Should I say toe-to-toe?
You cannot go toe-to-toe with these people.
But look, if Brazil, with all of their stars, over the years, I've never won the World Cup.
Well...
I mean, I've never won the Olympics. So what is it that we can say now? We can also claim the fact that we've...
Okay, but let's look at this. But looking at this squad here, can England go all the way to defend their trophy?
They can. Look, it's knockout football. And one thing I always let people know is, and they just showed us that the whole 90 minutes, it's not over. It's Sweden's fault.
I watched the first half and slept off. That England performance, it should have been like go down by 5 goals.
So it was you see yourself. So why were you judging? And see, you can make that comparison with sometimes when you see teams face Madrid and you keep shouting that why have they not killed them? Kill them off. Like go for the jugular. Just make sure you do everything possible to make sure there's no comeback or no room for comeback. And that's one thing the Swedish side did not do. 2-0 is the most dangerous scoreline in football.
Yes.
Anything can happen. In the second half, just few substitutions, 1 goal, your 1 goal shot, the second goal equalizer, boom, and that's it.
And so, the momentum is always on the side.
Yes, that's trying to equalize. So if you cannot kill off your opponent and make sure there's no even room for them to try and even spring back, a comeback, then you are putting yourself in a very precarious position. And that's one thing the Swedish side did not do. They put their foot off the gas. The English side were able to come back. The penalty as well swung in their favor because nobody was willing to, strike that penalty that would lead them to winning. But Lucy Bronze stepped up, fired the stuff, and it was great.
We do have a few messages on WhatsApp. You can send in your messages to WhatsApp. No calls on WhatsApp. We'll give you the normal phone lines for calls. Now for WhatsApp 00208152247. And this is Freedom. Freedom says, good morning, house. Nigeria has a, I don't know, you just want to say big team in Africa. We should be, we shouldn't be afraid to play any team. We are equal to the task. Good luck to them. Okay, yes. I guess that's what you're meaning now. We shouldn't be. Yeah. Good morning, all. In fact, I watch what our ladies are doing. I pray more grace to them. Please, I would like you to show highlights of why we talk FIFA Club World Cup final.
Of course, now. Go and watch it at home.
It's been how many years?
Don't you watch
it? You never do?
That didn't happen like 2 years ago. That didn't happen like 2 years ago.
Don't worry. They just want the Chelsea fans. They want to
Chelsea fans can, yeah.
You never do? Okay, let me give you the phone number, 02013065211. Those are the phone numbers to call. Don't call the WhatsApp line again. We've had issues with calling the WhatsApp line, and we'll see. No, some of you have seen. They are already calling. You see the phone lines. The phone lines come across, so you save these ones. This is where you can get to us. 0201-635-2011. 0201-635-2012. That's the one you call. If you call the number, I will block your number. Don't call it. Once again, 0201-635-2011. 0201-635-2012.
Call normal call. Don't call WhatsApp call.
I like that. Okay, but let's there's quite a lot to discuss in this short time. Let's move over. You can call and contribute on any of the topics. Let's get into transfer stories. Let's get into transfer stories, and let's start with Ademola Lookman. That's a big one. Ademola Lookman and Victor Osimhen. But Ademola Lookman to Inter Milan. We have seen what happened last season at Atalanta, Gasperini, and all.
Happy, right?
And all that happened. With Christian Chivu in Inter Milan, it's been an end of an era. A number of players are reported to have moved. We don't see that Inter Milan, Simone Inzaghi has left with something. We don't see that fight. At the Club World Cup, it was was this the same Inter Milan that we know?
No, I don't think it's a Simone Inzaghi thing. I think they were still going into the FIFA Club World Cup. If not that, if the fact that they didn't have the chance or the power to say, oh, we would like to decline this offer, let's go and take care of our mental health. We need a therapist. I think coming into the Club World Cup, they were ashamed of themselves. You play a Champions League final where you were given a beating, a beat down, 5-0, 5 unreplied goals. They still had their tails in between their legs, coming into that tournament where the whole world will be looking at, oh, look at that team. That was the team that PSG trashed and made a mess of them, at the final. So I feel that weight was still on their shoulders, and they've not been able to shrug it off, coming into that tournament. You could see them from the group stage. They were just able to just pull their way, struggle their way through, and then they lost to Fluminense. I saw that coming, 2-0, and that was it. Now, the squad they have now, before the whole final and everything, in fact, the final sealed my opinion for me that the Italian league itself needs some idea refreshing. The idea of always bringing in old players that have given their best and their juice to other leagues and top clubs, and then you now bring them. We're seeing, Zlatan came back, Luka Modric is here. You look at that Inter squad, aside from Dumfries, Lautaro Martinez, and maybe Marcos Thuram.
The whole midfield is an aged midfield.
Yes, it's an aged midfield. And I understand that, yes, somehow it has produced results, but when you are playing against teams where they have the willingness to run all through the 90 minutes, they will run you ragged. And don't forget that, look at the tournament up until that final, the way they've been playing. And also don't forget that the season ended with them losing every possible trophy that was almost at their grasp. The Coppa Italia, they were knocked out of the quarterfinals by, of course, known rival, that's AC Milan. The, what they call it now, the league itself, they lost it at in a very, very funny way. And then the final too. So that's enough to weigh side down and make them look ordinary. I feel like with the right motivation, with Chivu, and the proper signing, they can come back.
So I almost want to agree with everything you said, but Inter Milan, yes, they've got some major players, but it's a mixture of blend. It's a blend
youth
of experience.
And experience.
Yes. You always talk about Francisco Achabi. You talk about the goalkeeper Ian Soma, but they've got able deputy. In Bastoni, one of the best centre-back, left-footed centre-back in all of Europe. And in Jan Bisek, they've got another player who's got a lot of experience at a young age, he's just 23. And they've got Josep Martinez, who is a fallback, even when Jan Soma doesn't play. In the middle, Nicolo Barella is still one of the most sought after midfielder in all of Europe as well. He's still very much the engine room for both Italy and Inter Milan. But they've also added few players in going to the club.
Right, Sam, just before you go on, we have Toby Loba on the line. Hello, Toby Loba. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Oh, we lost him.
Toby Loba, I hope you know flash us. I also want to do it. But yeah, the phone lines are open 0201 3065 211 or 212. That's where you can reach us.
I was saying, going to the World Cup, they added two players, Luis Enrique, who is also a wing back, and then Peter Susic. Both players played in the Club World Cup.
So is Lookman good for Inter Milan now?
Lookman, at 28-year-old, falls into that category of what he was saying about players with a lot of experience, and then what he has done at Atalanta, brings. And Kivu is trying to do a different kind of. He's still going to be a 3 centre backs, but his own 5 midfielders is with a number 10, and that's where Lookman role comes in. Is that player that you've got 2 players as your DM or central midfielders, and then Lookman stays in that hole just behind Marcus Thuram and
Lautaro Martinez. All right.
And then the guys seems to be coming together, and after the issue with Charnoglu and Lautaro Martinez bumping and then Beppe Maruta seeing all of that, but everybody seems to be coming back together. But will Inter be able to pay what Atalanta is asking? They've offered 40, Atalanta is asking for 50.
For 50.
Inter Milan is one of the team that is very broke. Yeah, and I can say that.
Italian football generally.
So when you're talking about Club World Cup, if they had any chance, it was a good one for them, because that's where they made some money to bring back, and that's where they can pump into.
Let's take some message before we continue with transfers. Good morning, congratulations to Super Falcons against Zambia. We are bringing home the trophy once again. Tabiti Taiwo from Palm Grove, thank you. Taiwo says the difference between Africa and Europe in female football is the technicalities. They have better ball control, positioning, and creativity in Africa. It's more of energy and running. Chibueze. All right, Chibueze. That's a good take. Thank you, Mike, for that.
Not just for the women. It's the same thing for both men and women.
Okay. Kenny from Moe says, good luck to Super Falcons, and Lookman should leave Atalanta. Okay. He's talking about Chelsea. That happened a week ago.
That was like 2 years ago, man.
Don't give them that.
The final was played 2 years ago.
What are you saying? It was played last. When was it? Sunday. 1 week. I should come be talking about Chelsea PSG. Come on now. Do you know what is happening?
Yeah, let's talk about
Man, you are about to burn.
Yeah, let's talk about Man United.
We talking about Chelsea 6 days ago. Yourself now.
Won't judge it now.
Okay, we have Larry on the line. Hello, Larry. Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, Larry, go ahead. Talk to us. Hello.
It's me, Larry from Ogute.
Larry, go ahead. Talk to us.
Hello, it's me, Larry from Ogute.
We can hear you, Larry. Go ahead.
Okay, yes. You were talking about the Inter football, yes.
Okay.
Yes, you were talking. Well, I'd like to disagree with what she said about the Inter football.
Okay.
Okay, yes. Really, they have players like Akebi, they have players like Barella. She did not make mention about Barella in this video.
Okay. I don't know what you disagreed with, though. Okay, thank you. But you see, I don't know. She was speaking where she said it was not even an opinion. She was giving facts. And it's the same thing Sam said. It's a mixture of youth and experience. And that is facts. That is not opinion. There are facts there. You have people. Inter Milan had one of the oldest squads, of course.
Fact, they had the oldest squad in the league last year.
In the league, like you can imagine. So that's what we're trying to say.
They had the oldest squad, followed by Lazio.
Exactly. All right. So Kenny, you have read your message and all of that. All right. Let's see. Good morning, guys. Super Falcons' performance against Zambia, kudos to them, was good, was extraordinary. They should bring the trophy back to Nigeria. Elder Henry from Benin City. Thank you very much, Elder.
That's what we're hoping for.
Well, that's what we're hoping for. Okay? I'm going to block all this number. Don't tell them. They don't agree here.
Please call normal call.
He say, hi. Won't you talk about if Chelsea lost the final?
But you didn't lose
all
the final.
All these Chelsea fans now. Maybe not let us
but you didn't lose the final. You won.
Online, don't fly. Everywhere. You people want to disturb us. Not today. I'm not going to be first person to win Club World Cup.
You've not done well. What you need to do, just tell them congratulations to Chelsea fans for winning the Club World Cup. Oh yeah, do that, please.
I mean, what should I? No, let bring the cup. Let bring the cup. Let bring this thing.
Just say congratulations, Chelsea fans.
Wait, sir. Let me see. We have lazy messages. Would that be the hello? You just say hello. It's a Chelsea fan. I just say this hello. Hi. You guys supposed to talk about Chelsea.
All right. You know what?
Okay.
We'll invite you guys to the studio. So you
This
can't
one
talk
says
Chelsea
all blues.
for life.
Okay.
Chelsea fans, we know you people.
Help me talk about Chelsea. This actually help me. These are different people.
Then you have to pay if you want me to help you. Yes, there's nothing free
Another question.
anymore.
Good morning, guys. Liverpool transfer. Okay, we can.
We'll talk about
Now
Liverpool.
you're talking.
Emmanuel from Lagos. Okay, let's go to Liverpool before we talk about Manchester United. Liverpool have signed Florian Wirtz, they've signed Kekes, they've signed Frimpong. But there was that 2 days drama with Alexander Isak and Hugo Ekitike.
Yeah.
And then let's talk about Luis Diaz going. But something happened. Bakary Sagna put up a post and he said, Liverpool players should go for therapy. He said because when he lost his brother, he felt keeping quiet about and continuing with football was going to be okay. People didn't know. He said he was not the same person on the pitch. He said those players will go and there's one spot missing.
Yeah, and you always remember that.
They might think that they are okay.
Yeah.
But when the thing starts, football will just leave them. This was Bakary Sagna talking. So we're talking transfers and all of that. Guys, what do you think? What do you think the effect of Jota's passing will do to the team and, of course, their transfer business so far this summer?
I don't want to sound apathetic, but the truth is life has to go on.
Life has to go on.
They are professionals. This is what they do. This is their job. It's like you resuming your work. It's just like in an office like this or an organization like this where we hear a situation or we lost someone. We would still come back. We'll still do our work. Not that they won't remember him, not that they won't honor him or they won't cherish him or cherish his memories and all that. But I don't think it should affect them for the rest of the new season, the 2025-2026 season. And I understand where Bakary Sagna was coming from. That was his brother. Diogo Jota is like a colleague turned friend to most of them and all that. So I understand that yes, they'll feel him, but using that as an excuse of having a poor season
should not be
should not be enough.
Yes,
I understand. If anything, probably you should spur them on to try
so
and
it should use it as fuel.
Use as fuel
That's what you
to
think,
do
right?
something great in Diogo Jota's name to make sure they have back-to-back EPL title and say, okay, this is for Diogo Jota and for his family.
Okay.
First of all, I really want to say this. I've fallen in love with Liverpool. The way they've honored, they've honored the Diogo Jota's memory. It's unprecedented. You don't you rarely see it in any organization. You rarely see the fact that they only didn't just take that number off the first team, up onto every level of football in that club. That number 20 has been immortalized, which is beautiful. Then paying for his remaining contract of 3 years, and they still pay.
Right. So Sam, you pick up on that. We have James calling from Ogun State. Hello, James. Hello, James. Hello, James.
Hello.
James, go ahead. Talk to us. You have 30 seconds. You have 11 more seconds. All right, James, your time is up.
and it's talking about what Bakary Sagna said. It's a fact that sometimes it could be on both sides. But then for a team like that, they already have a psychologist and physiotherapist and all of those people. Yes, they do maybe need to go through it because looking at the way a lot of them are spoken about Diogo Jota. It's one of that guys like a friendly, it's a friend to everybody. So definitely you miss such personality in the dressing room. It's not maybe some players who are just aloof or they're just squad player that you don't really get to miss. So yes, that part of it is going to be needed. If the club will also look at that for players, individual players that probably the ones that are closer to him.
Okay, but Sam, we're short for time. Let's go very fast. Liverpool transfer. Just give me a few words and rate it. The transfer so far.
For the Ekitike, it's a good signing if they get him. But at that rate, that guy is more. Okay, he's 23, so I don't want to see him. I don't want to call him a flop already. But if you don't, with Nunes, with
in the same category.
teaches you anything.
Yes.
You should be careful the kind of money you pay for such player. If they are able to get Alexander Isak, beautiful. We saw Alexander Isak from Dortmund to Sociedad to Newcastle. We have something. Not Ekitike. From Reims to PSG.
He didn't cut it.
PSG paid 35 million and they only gave him one game. After they paid 35 million, they took him on loan, he played some games, but they paid 35 million and they sold him off. Now you want to put 80 million? No. I
Too
feel
much, right?
Yeah,
all right.
for him.
Let's go. Let's do Man U. Mbeumo. After what? 1 month. Finally, Mbeumo.
One
Kuna.
more talking stage.
1 month talking
Supposed to
stage.
do congratulations
Mbeumo.
anniversary
Okay,
too.
our final call. We're
Yeah.
wrapping up with this call. So we'll have 5 more minutes to do transfers. Isaiah. Hello, Isaiah. Okay, that's it.
Look, I think as usual, Manchester United were exploited all over again. Their momuness was exposed. You cannot be talking to a player this long, and at the end of the day, you're still overpaying for someone who has 11 months left on his contract. I'm not paying anything more than 25 or 20 million for Mbeumo.
30 max.
30 is too much. He has just 1 year left on his contract.
Now, Garnacho, Sancho,
No, they call them the 5 now. they are called
Anthony.
How is it? Is
They're
this
all
something
still there.
wrong?
No.
How is it so much so that all
club-
5 and nobody who's
the
going
club-
to pay Rashford?
The club recently called them to resume training. They call them the 5 now, the unwanted 5. I don't know how they are going to gradually ship them off. And this is one thing that is consistent with United. They make these signings. They allow managers come into the club and tell you, this is my player or that is not my player. And they keep signing players that would not cut it. Now it's time for this manager to let go of those that are not his players. And guess what? Don't forget that at first you had Marcos Rojo that Man United practically gave for free.
Yeah.
And so many of them like that. I can mention names that either the other club buying will be the one paying half and United is paying more. So many of them spread
like
across
we
Europe.
just know Man U,
where United
transfer market,
now with Anthony,
bad.
Sancho, Rashford, Garnacho, they're all in the limbo. If they let them go, United would always be on the losing side.
Bad business. Let's go. Arsenal, Noni Madueke. That's what you know about talking
congratulations
Yes,
to
I'm about
Chelsea.
to say that.
Congratulations to Chelsea. That's all I can say.
Mikel Arteta has taken 6 players from Chelsea and has spent 130 million on just Chelsea players.
Are you sure that guy's not Chelsea, hoping to be Chelsea coach in future?
I don't know.
The question is this. Now, there was insult on Madueke, and I want to I think, who was it? Patrick Vieira, whoever that came to.
It was Rio Ferdinand.
Rio Ferdinand.
Yeah.
But I want to say something. They didn't insult him because it wasn't a case of racism.
No.
Look at
all.
that same
It
team
wasn't
has
racism.
Saka.
Yeah.
A lot of us are angry at the amount based on the quality.
And the player itself. They don't feel like the
Saka
player
is
to add
black
anything.
and he's an Arsenal player.
Noni
Ebere
Madueke
Chieze
rejected Arsenal barely 2 or 3 years ago. He
now.
rejected them
From
openly.
PSV, yes.
He rejected them.
He
And
made
he
a
went to
mockery of
Chelsea.
them, yeah.
And then he's coming and you are paying this. This is the kind of guy, you know, when we talk about Kepa going to Arsenal, I said it's a good deal. At 5 million, yes, those are the kind of deal. It's good. At Jorginho, they paid, I think, 20 million. Those ones were also over. But then Noni Madueke out. Chelsea paid 27 million. Chelsea want players out. Chelsea are the one pushing players out. These are players you get at a good rate. Even if you want to get him, should be at a good rate. If you pay that 50 million for Ebere Chieze, then it is worth it.
Something. Yeah.
Not Noni Madueke. But
wonderful.
Congratulations to Chelsea. They've made a lot of money back.
Gyökeres for Arsenal, very fast. What do you think?
They should do that. I don't know what they're keeping on for. What are they waiting for?
So long.
It's 5 million. I think that's where they have an issue.
And they can pay 52 million for Noni Madueke.
Okay, let's do.
Arteta is the problem of Arsenal.
It's the problem. It's the problem of Arsenal. All right, let's rush over and look over. Let's look at the dominoes. There's that Rodrigo talk about Real Madrid. Now there's that talk of Vinicius Junior. Vinicius Junior is asking for an equal level with Kylian Mbappe. Is that what we should be asking for, talking about at this time? Xabi Alonso seems like his work is cut out for him. He has a serious job to do very fast. Real Madrid transfer activity with what is happening.
Madrid still need at least 2 centre backs, and I don't know why they are not going for this. I know they've gotten Carreras, who is a left back, but that's basically going to be a starter because of Fellaini never gets fit. Frank Garcia doesn't cut it, but then they need at least 2 centre backs. Now they've gotten Oisin, beautiful signing, but they need at least 2 more. I don't know why they're still waiting on that.
They're waiting on Konate and 1 more.
And Konate, they wait for 1 more year.
Yeah.
Is that a strategy now?
There's an update from Liverpool now that they don't want to let the Arnold situation happen to Konate too. So they are willing to sell this summer.
They are willing to sell.
They are willing to sell this
and
summer
if
Konate continues to stand on business that is not going to sign
a new contract. But then they will let him go. All right, let's see. Looking at England also, let's come back to England and Manchester City. Transfer window so far. How do you rate it?
Manchester City have signed
plenty
people.
They've
signed plenty people.
Signing from January.
Is that not a problem?
Let's
We're talking about the midfield. How would those people play together?
They will play together. It's Pep now. He will arrange them.
Okay, let's talk about Chelsea. We should not
Okay, let's wrap up with that.
talk about
Let's
Chelsea.
wrap up with Chelsea.
Congratulations, Chelsea. You have made more money. Petrovic has left.
Noni Madueke has left.
Madueke has
You
left.
see why I
Pedro has come in.
Okay, let me tell you something here. For those of you Chelsea fans, go on our YouTube. Go to YouTube. I have 2-3 videos on Chelsea PSG. And that was a week ago.
They just want us
You
to
understand?
keep talking
3.
about
One
it.
video is like 10 minutes. We broke it down. So it's there. So beautiful game with Mike. Just go there. If you send me and you ask Manchester, I'll send the link or the video. Subscribe, follow the page.
Never
We'll
seen
give
time
away.
winners before.
You people have won now.
Chelsea want us to
Okay,
everybody
you
to
know
acknowledge
what
them.
happened?
They are solid
Sam,
and this one,
sure
I
to
don't
happen.
know.
Sure to happen. Chelsea, let one Chelsea fan come and do giveaway for others. We'll talk Chelsea the whole show.
See, what's wrong with that?
Contact us on our WhatsApp number
Yeah.
00281. You have won now. You are champions. Do giveaway.
Do give it to your people.
Do give it to your
To your
people.
people. Even Chelsea
People
fans.
Chelsea. People see this one self. Chelsea fan. He's still fighting with me. But guys, it was a pleasure. Thank you
Yeah,
so
it
much.
was fun.
It's always a pleasure having to talk football with you guys. And of course, you can catch TLC on Max FM Sports.
Yeah.
TLC, tell us just a bit
From
about
2
that.
to 7 p.m.
2 to 7 p.m.
Yes.
2 to
we'll
7
be talking
p.m.
Formula 1, we'll be talking boxing, the big
Daniel
fight we have
Dubois.
tonight.
Yeah.
Daniel Dubois versus
Definitely.
Alexander Usyk
Definitely.
will be here.
Max FM Sports, Max 102.3. That's the dial.
Yeah.
2 o'clock, 7 o'clock. TLC will be live. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
We will see you next week. Bye-bye.